Yo, this is what I'm gonna say. So in this message, I'm gonna talk about like we need like obviously like we already talked about like how we need the infrastructure of God and stuff. But I'm gonna talk specifically about like video games and stuff. Like I'll be honest, like either way, I'm not like trying to play video games. Like video games is weird to me. But there's got to be some type of technology out there that can make it actually like more cool. Like I'd rather not play video games to be honest. But like let's say there's some truth. Like we can make video games cool because video games is just like weird and just lame as hell. I'll be honest. Video games is lame. I've never been a fan of video games. I've obviously I've enjoyed it, in the past, but like I always like deep down inside like was like, yeah, I could make better shit than this, and I never really like I always fought like I always complained about video games to be honest. Even though I may have enjoyed video games, I always had complaints about that shit. Like, cause it was just like never enough, never enough. I was like, why the hell would I want to play GTA when I could make when they could make something way better than that shit, this the better stuff they can make. But like obviously like in Jesus Kingdom, the Roblox Jesus Kingdom, God Kingdom, in heaven there's gonna be some heavenly games, heavenly activities, better than video games. But like there's gonna be like video games as like there's gonna be some type of video games, but like it's not gonna be like what we think. It's not gonna be what we think. It's gonna be something totally different. But yeah, like so like well, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like there's gonna be activities like beyond the capability, like beyond the that that video games don't have capability of or something. I don't know. Like I don't know. It's just like the activities is just too huge to like. But like obviously there's some sorts of like games and stuff, activities too. There's games and stuff like that. So there is some sorts of video games, but there's also so many realms of activities like sports stuff too. There's different type of sports, heavenly sports. There's different stuff like that. But it's not what you see on this earth. You gotta understand. All the stuff that's on this earth is the demonic version of all that stuff. Video games is the demonic version of the games in heaven. Sports is the demonic versions for the most part. For the most part, the way the system is set up is not really the right way, like, of having fun. Like, and also, like, obviously the earth, like, yeah, like, we, even on the earth, we still can also raise up, New Jerusalem style games. So we can switch it up. But then heaven also, is better and different in more magic, more like not witchcraft stuff. I'm not saying witchcraft stuff, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about like heavenly like abilities and like different heavenly abilities. And we're gonna have these heavenly abilities in these games, and we're gonna have all these fun times in these games. It's like we can enter the games of real life type stuff, but it's not going to be all like, there's not going to be violence. There's not going to be violence. I don't think so. No, there's not going to be violence. We're not going to have violent stuff. Because you understand the games in heaven is going to be too fun to like, really like it's like we can enter the games and stuff like physically too. I'm guessing, but like, it's not going to be like games like you would think, like not the earthly version of like what you would perceive as entering into a game, like you would see in like a movie or something. Like, oh, I'm gonna enter the game. Like, there was a movie where you could enter into a game, like do whatever stuff, but it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be entering realms and activities and doing different activities. It's not gonna be like, oh, we go into a machine and do that shit. No, it's like, no, that's just too weird. We're gonna actually enter realms. That's what it's gonna be, entering into the realms of it. The portals. Into different realms, and that's what it's mainly gonna be about. It's not gonna be about like, oh, we need to hook ourselves up to a machine. No, not really. It's called going to the portals, like, and not boxing God in and saying God can't do that, but like logically, I don't see us really needing to do those things. Like, and that just seems like some weird type of honestly to me, be honest, like sucking yourself into a game through a machine just doesn't sound like pure and holy to me. It just sounds like like more the holy way of entering into like different realm is entering into different realms through like a portal or something like that, like of God, like something more like divinely than just like, oh, whatever. But yeah, technology too. Technology is gonna be more like realms, and really actually like, actual like technology like that. Like why? Like honestly, like that's like me having a phone. Obviously, could we have a phone in heaven? Yeah, God could give us a heavenly phone, but it's not really needed because you can just enter into the realm. Like you could just say, like you could have like a device that like, you know chooses which realm to portal into, like different gadget stuff. It probably more like a gadget. Like, all right, cut off, my phone was being weird, but yeah, like obviously, like yeah, like God's the control of everything. So it's like God chooses what to do with shit, how to enter realms in what ways, But I'm not gonna box God in and say He can't use certain technology, but it's gonna be like, I feel like heavily technology is gonna be more like deeper than what we can realize. Like there's different realms, different stuff, and you gotta understand like part of that is like, like maybe in your mansions you may be able to have different portals or whatever type of structure of housing you have, whatever type of gifts you get. Like you could have portals and stuff, but you don't really need a portal. You could just have like Jesus just like transfer you into the spirit into like different spiritual realms through like, obviously, like just like that. But like there's different ways of doing it, but I'm just thinking like that. But yeah, I'm not saying like, but I feel like in some areas I feel like God may be like, it's just too holy to have technology. Technology like may be like, limited in certain areas, certain realms. So like that's why there's only, it's like there's probably different like rules and regulations and stuff too that you gotta follow. But it's all to keep things pure, That's what I'm thinking, like, but unless God gives you an order to do something like on some type of mission, maybe like sometimes maybe like there may be like you may ask God or Jesus or something, like the Rebbe like Jesus, about something. Like let's say I'm going on an adventure or something, like in heaven or something, like going through like an adventure type stuff, like doing some adventure stuff, like not no weird. I'm not talking about that weird shit. Like I'm just saying like it's stuff we can't even fathom, like, or think of, like just journeying in different realms and going through different stuff. It's not the realms you think that you think of from video games or from weird stuff like that and from movies and stuff. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about like not no adventures like Minecraft stuff. It's not like that. It's way more like, it's not even like that. But yeah, obviously there's it's not there's no darkness to heaven. There's no darkness to these stuff. It's pure in heaven. Like everything's pure. The adventures has no darkness to it because heaven is too pure. Heaven is too pure for there to be darkness. So that's what I want to say about that, realms and technology and certain stuff, video games. So video games too. Like there's no darkness in the video games. There's no dark stuff. There's no wicked or evil or like unpure stuff in it. Like it's just pure fun, pure peace, pure everything like that. If there's that too. So that's what I want to say about that. And yeah, so like obviously, like, and then on this earth too, like video games and stuff, like obviously that's different too. Like we could kind of have a like earth is different. This earth realm is different than I'm talking about the heavenly realms of. But like we could definitely have like a bunch of truth in the games, truth in our games, video games and stuff. Like, but I was just talking about the heavenly stuff. I got onto a thing about that, talking about that. But like definitely like actually like yeah, like we could add a lot of great stuff in video games on Earth, in the Earth realm, and we can actually kind of like show what it looks like. Because if y'all look at some of my photos and stuff, we can put that in the video game and stuff of heavenly realms and stuff like that. But you gotta understand, why don't we see that? Why don't we see that? Like, we see all this other stuff in these video games. I call it dark versions of heavenly. Like, that's what I kind of view it as. Like what's that? There's Assassin's Creed where there's like the adventure stuff, which is cool. I somewhat fuck with it a little bit, not gonna lie, but heaven stuff and spiritual stuff is different than all that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, like if we have video games on this earth of God, like, it could be like, you gotta understand, like, God is way funner, bruh. Like, if we put God into this system, you gotta understand, everything would be way more cool. Like, and yeah, it's like it, and if we put the truth in it, like, same thing with movies and stuff like that, entertainment stuff like that. But I'm specifically kind of talking about video games. But like, yes, we need the truth in these video games. We need the truth, and that's what I'm saying. So like, that's basically what I want to say with that. So much love, peace.